Hey, it's the old man coming to you again. Want to do another video about division and what it's doing to not just our nation but the world. But of course, I'm mainly concerned about what's going on in our country. And you hear a lot of people talking about how we should all be together, which is a good thing. They want I can't even say the word inclusivity. They want inclusion. They want everybody to have their views for society to view, which is fine. But we've gotten to a point where in the political arena, it's not just about Republicans and Democrats, two main parties. I mean, you have your smaller parties, but they most of the time, I mean, you might find an independent in one of the lower offices, but mainly it's big two. But what you hear it's not just the Republicans and the Democrats anymore, even though those are the two parties, but it's not just their ideas. What has happened is now you got extremists on the left and right who, before in the past, if we all had a common goal and it was important enough, the two parties would kind of work together. But now, when you have these extremists on both sides, they don't care what your view is. If you don't believe what they believe, they're not going to work with you. And who does that affect? It affects us as citizens. They're supposed to be working to help us. But it's not happening when you got these people who hold these extremist views. Now, in other areas, and I think I mentioned this once before, there was a case several years ago about a gay couple who went into a bakery and wanted this Christian couple who owned this Christian bakery. Everybody knew it was a Christian bakery. They knew that the people who founded this place and built this business, everybody knew this place, these people were Christians. But they didn't exclude anybody from coming in and buying anything from this store. They didn't say no, blacks couldn't come in or gays couldn't come in. No, they didn't say that. But they tried to live their lives according to their Christian beliefs. So when a gay couple comes in and wants them to make them a wedding cake, they said, no, we can't do that because that goes against our core beliefs. They volunteered they said, oh yeah, we'll make you a cake, but it won't be a wedding cake. And they didn't like that. The owners of the bakery even suggested other bakeries to them, and instead of accepting it for what it was, this gay couple decided to make a stand against these people who tried to help them in their own way. They just, because of their beliefs, they could not ethically make them a cake. So they suggested use other bakers to them, but this couple wanted to make an example of them and took them to court, which they essentially won, but they eventually got overturned in higher court because they were just going by their beliefs, their belief system. So now you have Candace Cameron Bure, actress who been on TV since she was a child. Her and her brother Kirk Cameron, they proudly proclaim their belief in Christ. So she now is on a new network, and she put out there that she wants to, with this new network, she wants to promote her Christian ideals. And I say that's great. And so some people don't think it's great because she is making a stand about traditional marriage between a male and a female. Now the issue is there's some person who I can't even pronounce her name. I've read it a couple of times, but came out against her because of her stand on this. I mean, even one of her co-stars on Full House came out supporting this other woman about her beliefs. Now, here's my thought on that. Every other network nowadays is out there basically promoting the alternative lifestyles. If Miss Bure wants to have a network where she can promote traditional Christian values, good. If you don't agree with it, you don't have to watch it. It's just like any other program. If you do not agree with something, you do not have to watch it. So why attack Miss Bure for her beliefs? She's not out there condemning the LGBTQ community. She's not saying anything bad about them. All she wants to do is have a network where they can show her belief system. I mean, she knows that every other network is doing the opposite. If you look at, there have been a lot of actors and other performers who actually been ostracized because, number one, they're Christian, and number two, they're conservative. The only guy I know who got around that was Tim Allen on his show Last Man Standing, because they actually presented both sides of the political spectrum on that show. Even though he is a known conservative, they've been able to work with him. But other actors who have known for their Christian conservative values have basically been ostracized. Kevin Sorbo, who is everybody knows from the 90s was The Adventures of Hercules. He had his longtime agent in Hollywood had told him several years ago that he could no longer represent him because he was a conservative. I'm like, what? That's just crazy. And this is what our division has come to. Because we have got to the point where you talk about being inclusive, you need to include everybody. But yet you have someone who, in trying to instill their values in people, and they're being condemned because of it. It makes no sense. I need you all to ponder that. Old man out.